Okay. So we've replaced g of x with the expression for g of x. Very simple substitution. We get the square root of x minus 3 quantity squared plus 4. Then what? What do we get if we square the square root of x minus 3?
Get x squared plus 9.
No.
Squared.
Think about it. Because you understand exponents. If you reduce this to laws of exponents, it's easy to see. Okay? The square root of x minus 3 is x minus 3 to the 1/2, right? So let's write that as x minus 3 to the 1/2. Now that's what this is, and now we have to square that. Okay? And what's that? When we have a power of a power, what do you do if you have a power of a power? Okay, now, you need to know these laws, but, I don't know, people have an awful hard time remembering these laws. Okay, well, you didn't remember the law right off? First place, you need to know the law. Yeah, you do. But you shouldn't have to stop and think about it. I'm not being critical of you.
Yeah,
This is what you need to develop to move smoothly through your course, okay? But if you don't remember what the law is, or if you have to stop too long to think about it, well, you keep doing problems. You do enough problems, you get used to the law.
Okay.
But you also think about why the law is. It's because squaring x minus 3 to the 1/2 just means you multiply x minus 3 to the 1/2 by x minus 3 to the 1/2. And that gives you x minus 3 to the 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 4, which equals x minus 3 plus 4, right? Which equals x plus 1. Okay? Now, there's a little sort of non-intuitive, but if you think about it, it isn't all that non-intuitive. There's no restriction on what x you can put in here, is there? Any x at all. You're not going to have a square root of a negative. You're not going to have a 0 in the denominator. You're not going to have anything other forbidden. Okay?
Okay.
But it still, since g of x is the first thing that happens in f of g of x, g of x has a restriction. Right? X has to be greater than or equal to 3 or it won't go into g of x. So it won't go in here and it won't be there to be squared. Okay? So you want to be very careful. X has to be greater than or equal to 3, even though any number at all would work in x plus 1. It doesn't work in this composite. This composite inherits all the restrictions of g of x and any other restrictions that might arise in your expression. Okay? Does that make sense? That doesn't totally make sense, but you know, it just kind of keep it in mind. It's not that hard to understand if you think about it, but it's, you know, when you're dealing with the symbols and everything, it's easy to forget about.
Right.
So I'm sure that you're a very fine teacher, well, because she really is. I'm not just saying that. She gets good results. But I'm sure that she will tell you as much as she wants you to know about that, but I'm pretty sure she still wants you to know this. Okay?